Most of the world's attention remains focused on the major wars still ongoing in Ukraine and Gaza. There is another massive proxy war going on right now between the French and the Russians across the African continent that also has the potential to send shockwaves around the entire rest of the world. For a moment last July in 2023, the world's attention was briefly focused on this emerging proxy war between Moscow and Paris when military officers in Niger, a large landlocked country in West Africa, orchestrated a coup d'etat and overthrew the country's government. It was a particularly shocking development because Niger was the sixth country in only 3 years since 2020 in Africa's Sahel region to experience its government getting successfully overthrown in a coup. Following the previous successful coups that toppled governments in Mali in 2020 and 2021, in Chad, Sudan, and Guinea all in 2021, then in Burkina Faso in 2022, and then finally in Niger in 2023, which established this continuous belt of recently couped countries across the whole of Africa, from the Red Sea to the Atlantic, a geopolitical region that some analysts have started to controversially refer to as Africa's coup belt. And after the coup overthrew the government in Niger in July of 2023, another coup broke out nearby in Gabon only a month later in August that overthrew the longtime government there as well. The coup belt overlaps some of the most violent conflicts going on in the world that tragically fail to attract the international attention that they deserve. With an apocalyptic civil war still raging in Sudan between rival generals that exploded in April of 2023, and with large swaths of territory across Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger currently dominated by radical Islamist factions like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, that might be on the brink of unilaterally declaring their own independent jihadist states. After the collapse of ISIS in Iraq and Syria, and after the expulsion of al-Qaeda from Afghanistan, both groups have reformed themselves and recentered their primary territorial bases of operations away from the Middle East towards here in the Sahel region, amidst the chronic instability in the coup belt. And tens of thousands of people have lost their lives and millions more have been displaced in the process. For the very first time since the Global Terrorism Index began compiling records 13 years ago,